Do you think you know the Rottweiler? Maybe you think it's just another tough, muscular dog that's intimidating just to look at. But the truth is, behind those intense eyes and powerful jaws lies a history marked by hard work, prejudice, survival, and injustice. For a long time, the world has tried to silence this breed. It has tried to label it, diminish it, and even ban it from some places. But the Rottweiler did not lower its head. Get ready to discover how one of the most misunderstood dogs in history became a symbol of strength, loyalty, and controversy. Stay with me until the end, because in addition to discovering the mysteries behind this breed's origin, and how even its body might be giving you warning signs, you will understand why it acts the way it does, and in the end, I'll even tell you 10 reasons why a Rottweiler might not like you, and believe me, you won't want that. Breed fact sheet, name Rottweiler, Germany, but with roots in the Roman Empire. Category, working, guard, companion size, large, males between 61 and 69 centimeters 24 to 27 inches, females between 56 and 63 centimeters 22 to 25 inches, weight 40 to 60 kilogram, 88 to 130 pounds, coat, short, thick, and glossy, with black coloring and rust brown markings. Life expectancy, 8 to 10 years. Personality, protective, confident, firm, and extremely loyal. Energy level, high, requires daily physical and mental exercise. Trainability, high, but needs a secure leader. Original function, cattle herding and property guarding. Curiosity, it was once called the Rottweiler, butcher's dog for escorting sheep and protecting the profits of medieval butchers. But to understand why the Rottweiler carries so much instinct, strength, and that look that seems to read intentions, we need to go back in time, far beyond Germany, and discover where it all began. The Rottweiler was born from the march of the Roman Empire. Yes, you heard right. Its roots go back to the dogs that accompanied Roman legions more than 2,000 years ago. These robust dogs not only protected the soldiers, but also drove the cattle that fed the marching armies when the Romans arrived in the region we now know as Germany. These dogs began to settle in the city of Rottweil, a Roman colony. There, they crossed with local dogs and gave rise to what would later be known as the Rottweiler butcher's dog. They were used to herd cattle, protect the merchants' profits, who even tied bags of money around the dogs' necks, and later, to serve the police and armed forces. This origin shaped the Rottweiler: physical strength, sharp intelligence, territorial sense, and yes, a dormant anger that, if provoked, awakens. If you think the Rottweiler has always been the respected big dog it is today, wait until you hear how it was almost sidelined by the very society that created it. Have you subscribed yet? If you like stories where science, history, and emotion intersect, this channel was made for you. Like and share with someone who loves strong dogs like the Rottweiler. It was then that something unexpected happened. From life in the fields to stardom in the movies, the Rottweiler found the perfect stage to show the world its true face. In the 80s and 90s, the Rottweiler went from being just the dog of butchers and farms to becoming an icon of popular culture. On one hand, its striking presence in films and series reinforced the image of an unbeatable guardian. On the other, the idea, not always fair, that it was an aggressive dog by nature began to circulate. Remember the movie The Shining or The Pack? The figure of the Rottweiler was used to represent power, threat, dominance in commercials, music videos, and even in the aesthetics of heavy rock bands. It became a symbol of respect and authority. But this fame didn't come alone. The same magnetism that attracted fans also drew negative attention. It began to be seen as dangerous, fueling prejudices that would accompany it for years. But fame has two sides, and sometimes the price of being feared is too high. If you've ever seen a Rottweiler in a movie and felt fear or fascination, comment below. We want to know your first contact with this formidable beast. And so it was, between glory and fear, that the Rottweiler saw its reputation begin to crumble. From hero to public threat, what happened to this powerful breed? In the 2000s, the Rottweiler began to appear on lists of dangerous breeds in several countries. Laws began to restrict its breeding and circulation in public places, requiring muzzles, short leashes, and even mandatory insurance. From a symbol of strength, it became a villain in the headlines. But was the problem the dog, or those who raised it? The truth is that many irresponsible humans use its imposing presence as a tool of intimidation, without offering the minimum of socialization, training, or affection. The result: attacks, widespread fear, and campaigns that directly associated it with violence. In some European countries, its breeding was almost completely prohibited. In Brazil, many condominiums began to ban the presence of the breed. The number of abandonments grew. Rottweiler rescues became frequent, and justice knocked on the door. But even when the world turned against it, the Rottweiler remained loyal. Do you think it's fair to judge an entire breed because of negligent humans? Leave your honest opinion in the comments. It can help change mindsets. And if the world demanded so much from it, the least we can do is understand how to take good care of a Rottweiler. And look, it's not just affection it needs. Caring for a Rottweiler is more than just feeding and walking. It's understanding that behind the physical strength, there's a body that requires constant attention. This breed has a genetic predisposition to hip dysplasia, a condition that affects the hip joint and can cause chronic pain and difficulty walking. Gastric torsion, a serious condition that requires immediate intervention. And cardiomyopathies are also common. In addition to physical health, there's emotional balance. A Rottweiler without mental stimulation, without socialization from Puppyhood can develop destructive behaviors, anxiety, and reactive aggression. It needs command, routine, and, above all, trust in its guardian. By weekly bath, weekly brushing, and daily physical exercise are the basics. But the most important thing, emotional consistency, it perceives when you are irritated, insecure, or upset, and this directly affects its behavior. Now that you understand the essential care, it's time to turn the tables and put yourself in its place. Have you ever had a dog with dysplasia or anxiety? Tell us in the comments. Your experience can help other guardians, and as much as science advances, there are things about the Rottweiler that still leave veterinarians and scholars intrigued. Despite all the scientific advancements, the Rottweiler is still an enigma in many aspects. For example, why do some individuals, even with proper upbringing, exhibit extremely territorial or distrustful behaviors, while others are docile, even subservient? Genetics does influence it, but epigenetics, how the environment shapes genes, seems to play an even more profound role than previously thought. Studies also try to understand the relationship between the guardian's temperament and the dog's behavior. Patterns have been observed in which Rottweiler dogs develop anxiety or aggression proportional to the degree of emotional instability of their owners. Coincidence? Science does not yet have a conclusive answer. Another mystery: why do some Rottweilers sense danger even before anything happens? Documented cases show anticipated reactions to heart attacks, epileptic seizures, or situations of imminent threat. Is it instinct? A type of neurological sensitivity? Now get ready, because perhaps after the next topic, you'll discover that the problem was never the Rottweiler. Have you ever seen a dog predict something that no one else noticed? Write in the comments. We want to hear these impressive stories, and if it could talk, would it like you? Perhaps the answer will surprise you or make you uncomfortable. The Rottweiler, with its imposing presence and sharp instincts, is not easy to please. And believe me, it has reasons not to like you. It's not enough to just be a good guardian. It's necessary to understand this dog's mind, its codes, and its needs. Here are 10 reasons that can make a Rottweiler defensive or even suspicious of you. 1. Lack of leadership. The Rottweiler respects those who are firm, not those who waver. 2. Lack of exercise. Dogs with repressed energy are more likely to become aggressive or destructive. 3. Inconsistency in command. Confusion in commands is an invitation to disobedience. 4. Excessive punishment. Will not forgive you if training is based on fear. 5. Disregard for its intelligence. Ignoring the Rottweiler's mental potential can result in frustration. 6. Not recognizing its space. The invasion of its territory can be seen as a threat. 7. Lack of socialization, isolation, or little social interaction causes it to develop distrust. 8. Weak eye contact for it. Not looking in the eyes is a sign of submission, or worse, weakness. 9. Neglect of nutrition. Food is a pillar of physical and mental health. 10. Excessive affection, even though it loves affection. Too much affection without respecting personal space can cause discomfort. It seems the Rottweiler has a list of demands, but believe me, it's not a whim, it's survival. The secret to a good relationship with it lies in understanding and respecting its limits. Which of these reasons do you think is the most important? Comment here and share your experiences with us. Now that you know the reasons that can turn a Rottweiler against you, what happens when the line between love and anger breaks? What could be behind this behavior? And what would happen if you had to choose between your safety and your dog? The answer will leave you breathless. The Rottweiler, with its strong and protective temperament, is an animal that demands respect, understanding, and dedication. It is not just any dog, it's nature, which combines immeasurable loyalty with an equally unbreakable willpower. Can be challenging, but when understood and respected, the bond between guardian and dog becomes indestructible. Now, are you prepared to handle everything it demands? But, like every story with such a complex animal, there is something more in the Rottweiler's heart that perhaps you have not yet discovered. Something that may surprise even the most experienced. After all, when the line between love and the instinct to protect breaks, what happens? The Rottweiler's behavior can change in ways that even it, with all its confidence, cannot predict. Are you really ready to handle everything this breed imposes? Or could the Rottweiler's temperament be your greatest challenge yet to face? If you've made it this far, comment on what surprised you most about this breed, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. After all, if you think you've understood everything about the Rottweiler, wait until you discover what's coming.